So, Whiskey Pete said the quiet part out loud. He was up there talking about some crap. I'll show you some of his crap. But talking about how CNN can't get taken over by those Trump supporters too soon. Because they'll own everything. The Paramount company will own everything, including TikTok. Very powerful tool to use if you're in the business of propaganda. This will fulfill their propaganda empire when they take over CNN. I really don't care because CNN's been going downhill for quite a while. It's a corporate media. Corporate media can be bought out, taken over. Hey, I don't have an ink after WTH or even LLC. You ain't taking over independent media. And that's why we need to keep doing what we're doing here and everybody else doing independent media. We need to be our own reporters. We need to have our own news. But don't take my word for it. Listen to Whiskey Pete.
We will keep pushing, keep advancing, no quarter, no mercy for our enemies. Yet some in this crew, in the press, just can't stop. Allow me to make a few suggestions. People look up at the TV and they see banners, they see headlines. I used to be in that business, and I know that everything is written intentionally. For example, a banner or a headline, Mideast war intensifies, splashing on the screen the last couple of days, alongside visuals of civilian or energy targets that Iran has hit, because that's what they do. What should the banner read instead? How about Iran increasingly desperate? Because they are. They know it, and so do you, if it can be admitted. Or more fake news from CNN. Reports that the Trump administration underestimated the Iran war's impact on the Strait of Hormuz. Patently ridiculous, of course. For decades, Iran has threatened shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. This is always what they do, hold the strait hostage. CNN doesn't think we thought of that. It's a fundamentally unserious report. The sooner David Ellison takes over that network, the better.
Now, in this next clip, he's bitching at CNN for some sort of headline about that the war is expanding. And a clip I didn't get you because it wasn't in the clip that I found. Earlier, when he opened it up, Iran was going to be having the most intense day of bombing that they have had. Sounds like war intensifying to me. War expanding, however you want to say that. Now we got reports from credible news sources that are not sold out to the corporate media that 2,500 Marines on their way there. This is how Vietnam started. I believe it was 3,500 Marines. Were they Marines? Well, 3,500 of our soldiers to start the Vietnam War, which had been the longest war we've been in since Afghanistan and Iraq. But here's Pete bitching about the media, the corporate media even.
Another example of a fake headline that I saw yesterday. War widening. Here's a real headline for you for an actual patriotic press. How about Iran shrinking, going underground? You see, Iran's leaders are hiding in bunkers and moving into civilian areas.
Now, a lot of problems with what he said. But the thing towards the end, their leaders going underground. As I've stated in a recent video, the Mosaic defense system of Iran is based on guerrilla warfare. We have not fought an enemy that has gone underground and had their leadership go underground and win. okay? Afghanistan went on for a long time. They were living in caves and stuff. Okay, eventually we got Osama bin Laden, but guess what? He wasn't in Afghanistan. He was in Pakistan. You know, our friends. And somehow we let that one go. Pete has not read The Art of War, 33 Laws of Military Strategy, none of those. Or Rules of War. I think that the book changed its title after a while, but Pete is unstudious, even though he served in the National Guard and got, I think, captain. I think he was a captain, a captain from the National Guard, running our military and running our economy into debt with his lobster bills. $2 something million on lobster in the year that he's been in there. I even got to the crab legs or the steaks, but they're up there in the millions to Pete's living the dream and drinking probably the most expensive whiskey. I'm surprised that in that bill we didn't have the whiskey bill. Somebody must have, did an Epstein files on that portion of the bill, because we know he's a drunk. And he's sending our sons and daughters, they might die. I mean, you're going to send 2,500 into Iran? What are 2,500 going to do in Iran? Iran is a very big country. And if in fact they are operating through tunnels, we've never done well with that type of warfare, man. In America's history of war, we've never done well with that or guerrilla warfare at all. We want to take out the leader and think it's all over. It ain't that kind of party, y'all. And I wish well for our troops. I don't wish well for Iran. I wish our troops didn't have a fucking idiot leading them. Michael Carell from the WTH News Network. If you like our take on the news, hit those buttons, y'all. You know what to do. I don't have to cherry pick this thing for you, man. Hold your hand. You know what buttons to press, y'all. We're in this together. Hit them buttons. Love you.